Our next stop after dinner in a town called Clarinda, Iowa. We're at the Page County Courthouse, built in 1885. This is a pretty sharp building. We're going to get a back shot of it. Here's the front. They're closed. It's about 7:30 or quarter to 8. We made this a little bit too long of a day today, but okay, we'll live and learn. Except for this cornerstone bank, here's a whole row of older buildings. This gray one is the C.W. Foster building, then the Dunlap building next door to it. Then we have a couple of unnamed and undated buildings, but they look to be roughly the same time, pre-1900. This gray building with the big tree in front of it is the Page County Bank from a long time ago. We're still at the courthouse on the other side, more towards the front. Then we have the post office, and it even says post office on the front of the building carved in, so you know it's been here for a while. Then this yellow building is the Garrison House. Then we have some more unnamed and undated buildings. But there's something I want to show you that I'm really happy to see. After being in Texas and Oklahoma and seeing all that Confederate bullshit, and our trip in the South last year, excuse me, where that's all we saw was that Confederate bullshit, here is what we should see in every state in the Union, in memory of the defenders of the Union, 1861 to 1865, and this is what all states should have. Nothing to those traitorous, treasonous Southerners. Finally, here's the back of the courthouse and Jay's Pizza and Steakhouse. And this is where we ate tonight. We had Jay's special burger or something like that. It was a half-pound patty. It had American cheese. It had mushrooms, and it had Canadian bacon on a really fluffy and delicious bun. And the fries were good. And they had Diet Mountain Dew in the tapper, and it was all good. So here, a little bit quickly here, is the rest of town. It says on this sign here that the Glenn Miller, the band leader from World War II, his birthplace home is around here in Clarinda somewhere, but we don't really have time, so we're done checking in. We might check in one more time at the end of the drive. We're going to turn on the Sirius with the A's game, listen to Sonny Gray, mow them down. A little bit too long of a drive today, but that won't happen again. Murray asked me to make it 4 or 5 hours instead of longer, and I don't want her to be unhappy, so it's cool. So we'll check in at the end. Now we're driving south on US 71 outside of Clarinda, and we got the Sirius on, and we were hoping that Sonny Gray was going to get it done today. But Sonny Gray served up a 2-run homer on a slider, on a 3-2 slider to Chris Carter. Now, we used to have Chris Carter, and George was really high on Chris Carter. And he said when we got rid of him that we would rue the day that we got rid of Chris Carter for Jed Lowry, who turned out to be a free agent and go back to Houston. So we really got nothing for Chris Carter, who's hit 35 or 40 homers every year since we got rid of him. And he hit one off of Sonny Gray today. Now, the thing about Chris Carter is that when he gets up a level, and this happened in the majors, he's slow to get going, and this is his track record. And the A's showed no patience. And then a big power hitter like that is going to have spells where he is just awful, and he strikes out. And you accept that when he hits hot and hits 6 home runs in a week. So we got rid of him, and he's finding success with the Astros. Meanwhile, we're fucking around at first base with 35 or 40-year-old Ike Davis, who actually is hitting 280 and playing stellar defense, but he's hurt because he's old. I'm very disappointed. Our team is awful. That's all I have to say right now. I'm going to sit and stew about it. As we drive through the gates, it's about 5 to 10, which is way, way too late to be coming in. So both Murray and I are just beat. Not let this slip away from me. It's my fault. But we did drive 348 miles from the Quick Trip in Kearney, which is about 50 miles more than I want to drive in a trip, and that's still a long day. We spent a lot more time taking pictures than we maybe usually do. We got 29.6 miles a gallon. Our average speed was 54 miles an hour. The A's are down 3-2 in the bottom of the eighth, and it doesn't look promising for the green and gold. Sonny Gray didn't have a good outing. He was out after 5, which is his shortest outing of the year. So we're going to get in bed because we're beat and tired, and thank God we didn't kill each other. That's why Marie's a good gal, because even though she's not at the top of her game, she's not killing me, and neither am I. So I love her, and she's a good gal. So we'll check in at the next ride.